Hello everybody, welcome to my presentation. Today we're going to talk about the Spanish dialect in the US by Yesenia Chavez, okay? Mainly we're going to go to two websites, alphaomegatranslation.com/foreign language, what types of Spanish are spoken in the US, and then number two, accutrans.com/the many dialects of Spanish in Mexico, okay? Okay, so now I'm sharing my screen. So this one is alphaomegatranslations.com, foreign language, what types of Spanish are spoken in the US. This one was shared by Sarah Claire Jordan. The United States will speak a lot of different varieties of Spanish, okay? However, as most of the population in the United States is Hispanics, it's from Mexico, so that's the major Spanish spoken in the country, okay? That's what they said here is the number one, Mexican Spanish. Okay, so yes, and what else they are talking about? So the Spanish from Mexican or Mexican dialect of Spanish, it's spoken mainly in the Southwest, including Texas, California, as well as Chicago, as you can see it in the map, okay? So again, the mainly variety spoken of Spanish dialect is in the Southwest, including Texas, California, and Chicago, okay? Where we see kind of the brown part in the map. So the number two Spanish spoken in the United States is Caribbean Spanish. People from Puerto Rico, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Panama, Venezuela, and some other people from Colombia. So they are considered Caribbean Spanish, okay? And what else? We can also hear some Caribbean Spanish spoken in New York City, Miami, and other major cities on the East Coast. The number three variety of Spanish spoken in the United States is from Central American Spanish. So these people speak Spanish from Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica. So they are mostly Central American Spanish. They are not actually the same, but it's similar, okay? Just like in other Hispanic countries, this depends on what kind of indigenous group live in those lands before they came to the United States and their families, okay? So the slang of each country can be a good way to see influence of the indigenous languages in the United States. So another variety spoken in the United States is the one that is called Spanglish, okay? It can also be added to the list, okay? But there is not like a real dialect. It's because some students or people who was born in the United States as second generation Spanish speakers, they may combine or they are bilingual, so they can combine the languages. They start speaking in English, but then they may say some words in Spanish and backwards, okay? So the next share. Oh, hopefully I didn't lose my page, because it's here in the back. So the next website I wanted to talk to you is, and hopefully you get to see it. Let me make sure yes, I'm sharing the right one. So the next, this page is from accutrans.com/the many dialects of Spanish in Mexico. So as we already mentioned that a lot of Spanish in the United States, it's spoken by the variety of Mexican Spanish. So it's good to know that in Mexico, we don't only have one variety of Spanish, we got several, okay? So let me see if I can make this bigger. Okay. So Spanish is the most important language in Mexico, but there are about 60 other dialects, which are indigenous languages, okay? Nahuatl, Mayan, and others. So in Mexico, we got several different regions, okay? One of those is the Northern Spanish, spoken in the north of the Mexican territory, okay? Let's see if they got any names. Okay, it's called, the variety, it's called norteña, norteña occidental, baja californiense, or norteña peninsular. Okay, that's the states in the north. And other way of speaking Spanish is the central Spanish, okay? This one is spoken in the occidental or western, el bajío, lowland, or the altiplano, central. This is the one spoken in Mexico City. This is considered the most neutral language, the one spoken in Mexico City, which is on the central part of the Mexican territory. So on the third one is the one that is coastal, or la zona costera, sureña, central, costeña, or chiapaneca, okay? At times, the Baja Californiense dialect is also considered coastal. This one is spoken close to the beaches on the costas del Pacífico, see, or Golfo de Mexico, like Cancun, Acapulco. So the people speak with the coastal accent. So the next one is the one from Yucatan, or Yucateco, okay? This one is close to the Atlantic coast, okay? It's similar to the coastal dialects. However, it has some differences that make it unique. Okay, some of those, hopefully they can, we can share later after I do the presentation, okay? So as I already mentioned, yes, they confirmed this. So other 60 plus other indigenous languages are spoken in Mexico, including Nahuatl, okay? And Aztecan. And yes, of course, dialects create several challenges when we are interpreters or we're trying to understand what they are saying. Again, so in Mexico, we got three mainly different Spanish, which is the central, the coastal, and the Yucatan one, okay? Well, the Yucatan and the coastal are similar. So the three are the northern, the central, and the coastal way of languages, okay? Thank you for watching. This concludes my presentation.